The rehab was successful. I mean, well, not at the first few times, but eventually it was successful. And sorry, mate. And now that he's out and no longer snorting and puffing, and you know, the record got made. It's a miracle.
Well, graffitiing for a start. Does a lot of that. I imagine they all do. Every 2 weeks, he's got a standing appointment down at Centrelink. He's probably been protesting. Protesting. So between the protesting and the Centrelink and the graffitiing, yeah, I don't think it's a surprise. It's taken him till now to spew a few rhymes out onto some wax, as it were.
Low checks, they don't pay that much. So he has to like sort of save for a good 6 to a year to pay off the studio fees. And
Ozi Batla's legendary status on tour as a touring artist has meant that he's actually been hungover for the last 10 years. He physically cannot get off the couch some days. You know, that said, the bags under his eyes seem to have cleared up in the last couple of years, and so he's finally remembered where he put his pen, and he's back on track.
I don't know, he might smoke too much weed, like laziness affects all, and you know, Ozzy's got the Astro. I don't think he's lazy, but if the first official Ozzy comes out, I guess it's just timing. And it's just meant to be if it comes out now.
Word, bros.
177%, motherfucker.
Because it's one, man. It's time. Everybody has their time. It's not about the solo. It's just time. Your place, wherever you are at the time. You don't have to do it then when everything else is happening. Through the stages, you just drop it when it comes to your part. So that's why he's dropping it now, better than never.
the first things that come to mind are preoccupations with perhaps other things outside of the music, perhaps to do with people of the opposite kind to myself.
I thought Ozzy's already done one, hasn't he? But for me, Ozi Batla is so similar to, remember Australian Crawl? And remember Little Diddy? It was downhearted.
Broken never really started.
I'm just saying the dude's fucking old, right? Like, and he has a fucking. I thought he was a part of Australian Crawl. Like, check the proverbial watch,
yeah,
which is fucking not there.
Tick.
The old hair past the freckle type shit. But I thought he was fucking. I thought he was. I thought he did some Australian Crawl. I must have been wrong.
Now, there's been a lot of theories about why Ozi Batla's taken so long to put out his solo record. I got the inside scoop. As you may know, he's a complete Swans obsessive. Absolutely mad for him. You could see him out on the grandstand just cheering like a complete utter psycho. Last year we had three greats retire, Mickey O, Leo Barry and Jared Crouch, three big names in the Swans lineup. And Ozi Batla could have chosen any moment before then to be able to put out his record, but really he's a gentleman. He's a scholar, he's polite, and out of respect he's held off. So those guys cleared the way. The Swans are going much better in 2010, and Ozi Batla thought, this is prime time. There's no better time to actually put this record out.
Whenever we tour, he's always late. He's always late. He's just a late dude, you know. So it may have taken him, 10 years, 12 years to put out a solo album, but even though it came late, shit is gonna be banging. You know that.
There are a few people that we can rely on in this world to speak the truth, to soothe the truth, if you will. And my man Ozi Batla, the name says it all. He's out there doing the damn thing for the ordinary Australian, putting it down for Elefant Traks, putting it down for Australia, and putting it out for Batlas everywhere.
Ozi Batla, you hold it down, and I've definitely seen myself. I'm much younger than probably most of the hip hop MCs here in the Australian game, and I've been watching you since I was in high school. That's a long time for me to be able to do the same thing, coming to the page and still being here and having the opportunity to follow that line, alongside you. So I think Ozzy's definitely put a stamp on Australian hip hop. Like everywhere I go, people know the man, in every state. not just associated with the astronomy class, but known for holding it down. So big respect to everybody in this hip-hop phenomenon.
I was thinking about Ozzy's contribution to hip-hop in Australia recently. And there's the immediate things. For example, he's been involved in 7 albums, which I can't think of an Aussie MC who's done more albums, been involved in more albums than that. 7, because we're talking, I think, 4 Heard, 2 Astronomy Class, and now the solo. And that's not to mention all the other stuff he's done. But I don't know if I'd be where I am if it wasn't for Ozzy B helping me out. Maybe putting a little word in Earthy's ear, sign me up, all that kind of shit, man. So maybe there'd be no tongue, maybe there'd be no horror show, maybe, we don't know. But all I know is thank God he is here, and thank God he did what he did and he does what he does. Because it's OB, Wild Colonial, motherfucker.
On a serious note, I've known that boy for many, many years, and he's one of the few that I would consider like a brother in this scene. I always see the boy, always very genuine, very polite, respectful. So I think he brings that genuine camaraderie to the scene. Every time you see him, you know what's happening. It's always love. You don't have to second guess or wonder, did he say this about me or that? It's always been very sort of straight up, and not only in the Australian hip hop scene is that needed, just in society in general. So salute Ozi Batla.
OB, man, this dude's, without sounding very, very corny, he's like a fine wine. Everything I hear from him is getting better and better and better, and never, ever, ever change with the motherfucking weather. You gotta chase your dream, right? I do it for the mic, my people in the line.